Hello friends, welcome to the sixth video of our Service Cloud playlist. So in today's video, we will be learning about guided assistance. So what are guided assistance? What are the features of guided assistance? And then we will actually go to the Service Cloud module and we'll try to create a guided assistance and see how it works. So let's open our whiteboard. Guided assistance. So guided assistance are nothing but series of questions. So these are series of questions which can take different routes or different paths, and ultimately we come to a conclusion or to an answer. So let's say it can be like this. So question one, this question one may go and can get into an answer, or it can get into a question, another question, and that question may get into the final answer. Okay. So this is nothing but the guided assistance is, and this guided assistance is visible both internally as well as externally. So what does it mean? The guided assistance can be embedded in the agent desktop console, and also it can be available at the customer portal. Now, what are the different branching that a guided assistance can get into? Okay, so that is called branching of guided assistance. I'm giving GA as the guided assistance. So a guided assistance can branch into all these different things. So one is the answer in the knowledge base. So for example, if there is a question and the answer of that question is available in a knowledge base, then that can get transferred to that answer in the knowledge base. Please note that here we have actually discussed about the service level agreements in our previous video. So there we have discussed about the access level that we can give to different answers. So this guided assistance, this answer in the knowledge base, that access level of answer feature also comes here. So for example, if it's a gold answer that is visible to only VIP customer, and if this guided assistance is available at the external portal, then only the VIP customers can actually get access to that answers. Okay, so this is just a quick note I wanted to mention about the answers when we associate with the guided assistance. It can also get into a plain text. So for example, one question and the answer of that question is not an answer in the knowledge base, but basically a hard-coded text field. So we can also have a text. Then we can have the guidance assistance branching out into another guided assistance. So basically embedded guided assistance. So it is just like a subroutine of a routine. So for one guided assistance, let's say something has been selected in that guided assistance that can trigger the initiation of another guided assistance. Then comes, let's say, events. So events are nothing like but maybe different workspace rules or different events that can be fired. So for example, the selection of a certain guided assistance question, it can actually trigger a new rule or something. For example, if answer A is selected, then the tab A of the workspace is basically the editor, will open up, or for example one of the field will become mandatory. So these type of events we can fire conditionally as per the selection of the guided assistance. Then there it can branch to what are called URL. So it can get into an external URL, or a guided assistance a question, and that question can get into another question. Okay. So this is nothing but the in a nutshell the different branching that a guidance assistance can get into once we select a particular option in the guidance assistance. Some of the best recommendation is that not to use just a text in the guided assistance, but to use the answer in the knowledge base so that we can take advantage of, as I mentioned, the SLA factor in the answers. And also we can take advantage of our knowledge repository of the knowledge base when we actually perform this action through the answer rather than a hard-coded text. Okay. And similarly, we should always keep in mind designing the guided assistance in such a way that one guided assistance can be embedded into another guided assistance. Okay. Now, what are the structure of a guided assistance? So the structure of a guided assistance are basically like it will have the guided assistance name, guided assistance name, and that will have something called agent text. So if we want to give any additional information about that guided assistance, then that is available as a part of the agent text. And then are the responses. So basically these are the questions. So we have the questions. The questions may have some agent text in order to give more insight of what that question is. And then there can be the responses. Okay. And based on the responses, it can branch out to different factors, different entities. And that is what we have discussed already in the branching of the guided assistance. Now, the guided assistance basically can be embedded in the workspace. So let's say there is an incident workspace. There's an incident workspace. Okay, and in that there are different tabs. So we can have a separate tab for guided assistance. Okay, and there we can actually give the access to for the agent to select the guided assistance. Now your question will come up. So if we have different guided assistance, can it be automated? Definitely yes, we can always automate it. We can automate it through different workspace rules. For example, let's say in the category of the service request or the incident, we select the hardware. It is of type hardware. That hardware type of guided assistance will automatically be placed in this particular tab. So that series of questions which are actually applicable for the hardware will only show up. Similarly, if let's say the category is of type software, then we can actually do a rule so that only the software related guided assistance shows up in the workspace, not the other guided assistance. Otherwise, we always have the option, which we will see in the demo for this scope. We always have the option to actually select a guided assistance. So the agent can select the guided assistance that is more applicable to that particular incident. Okay. Now, what happens in an implementation? How do we transfer the guided assistance? So in the guided assistance, we have the import function and export function. So what the import function and export function, so what this export function does is that whatever the guided assistance we have created, we can export it out in the form of XML format. Okay. So that is exported out, and whenever we actually want to use these guided assistance in another instance, that we can import these XML files, and we in this fashion we actually transfer the guided assistance from one instance to another instance. So this is basically what guided assistants are. What are the different branching of guided assistance? What are the structure of a guided assistance? As some of the best practice, and also how we transfer the guided assistance from one instance to another instance. Now what we will do is that we will jump into our Service Cloud console, and there we will try to create a guided assistance, and then we will see to how it function in a particular workspace. In order to have access to the guided assistance, there are two important factors that is important. so that we have the access to it. So first is that the permissions. So basically the profile should have the permission to work on the guided assistance, and the navigation set should have the guided assistance menu attached to it. So we will see both the options. So we go to the navigation, and for these navigations and all those stuff, what are these navigation, how these navigations are created, please go and check my Service Cloud playlist. So there, these videos are available for your reference. So if we go to the navigation sets, we go to our folder, and this is our admin navigation set. So if we go to uh, configuration, if we go to service, and here we can see that the guidance assistance explorer is there. So basically our navigation set has got this particular menu, but can we access this menu or not? So that is that we will see in the profiles. So let me go to the profile. Staff management, profiles. We will go to XXRC admin, this one. We go to permissions, we go to service, and if we scroll down, so we see guided assistance is checked. Okay, so we have got that permission. So now we will create a guided assistance. So I will just make up that guided assistance in the now we will go to the navigation, and then in the service we have the guided assistance explorer. So we double click this guided assistance explorer. That will open the explorer where we will be creating the guided assistance. So we have already created one folder called XXRC. If you don't know how to create the folder, then basically you just right click it and the new folder option comes here. So we get into XXRC, and here we will be creating our guided assistance. So let's make a guided assistance where basically we will ask the question whether it's a hardware issue or a software issue. If it's a hardware issue, then we will be asking what type of problem it is coming. If it's a monitor issue, something related to monitor, then we will associate it with an already existing answer in our knowledge base. Otherwise, we will tell them to return the product. And similarly for the software, we will either tell them to restart the uh, machine or return the product if the restarting has not worked for them. Okay, so this is how we will be creating the guided assistance. So we click on new, and let's start with the radio button. So when we click on the radio button, so this automatically three radio buttons will come up along with the questions. So these are the questions, these are the responses. Okay, so we'll say that what type of issue it is. So we can double click this question, and if it will open the editor for this particular question. Here we will change the text. If you want to give some additional information to the agent, then we can write here the agent text also. So we will write what type of issue you are facing. Okay, click OK. So this is what has come up here. Now there can be two responses to it. One is, as I mentioned, hardware or software. So I will click here and change text. So this is another way of changing hardware issue and software issue. Okay, if it's hardware issue, then we will have so if this is a hardware issue, then we will say whether it's a monitor issue, something related to monitor or not. So I will associate here one yes no question. So here I am writing the text. Is this a monitor related issue? Okay. If yes, then what we will do is that we will associate it with an answer. So the answer we will associate is, we have already an answer with something called monitor. We will anyway have letter topics on this answer, how to create an answer, what are the different access levels of answer. So we will anyway learn about all those things. So there is no display in the monitor. So this is the answer for us. We select this. Is this monitor related? If it is no, then we will give a text explanation. So the text explanation is return the product to the service center. Okay. Now, if it is a software issue, then what we will do is that we will give one explanation. So the explanation is like this. Please restart the device. And then we will have another question to it. Did restarting resolved the issue? Click OK. If it is yes, then we will have one text explanation. Great. Please restart once in a week to avoid issues in future. And no, then we can just copy this one, click here, okay. So we have defined this structure. This radio selection is not required, so we will delete this one. Okay, now what we do here, we can see there is a validate icon is there. So the usefulness of this validate icon is basically to see all the question have a response or not. If we do the validation, it will either give you an error or warning. If it is warning, it will still give us the flexibility to continue, because you cannot create a guided assistance for a particular implementation at just sorry, one go. Okay, since we cannot have this guided assistance at one go, so we create this guided assistance, we save it instead of warning, but we keep a note of those warning and later on try to resolve these warnings. Okay, so it will allow you. So this is that validate option. So if I click on validate here, it is giving me some warning message, that is because of the language translation, nothing more than that. So I click OK. After that, we will actually save this one. So I'm saving this. It will, when you save it also, it will do this validation check. I say continue. And here I give, let's say it is laptop or issue type. So issue type, click OK. So once it has been saved, you can see that there is this preview button. So this preview button will actually gives you the indication like how it will appear in your agent desktop or how it will even appear at your external customer portal. So if I click on preview and let's say we try to do agent preview. Okay, so what type of issue you are facing? So let's say hardware issue. Is this a monitor related issue? We say yes. So you can see the answer has come up here and we can view that answer. Or is this a monitor related issue? No. Return the product in the service center. Okay. Or return the product to the service center. If it is a software issue, so if we click on software issue, please restart the device. Did restarting resolve the issue? Yes. Okay, here it is wrong. Return the product in the service center. Here it should come as no. So I click OK here. So this is actually the beauty of the preview, that you can see what error you have done. Okay, so I will just copy this one and make it no. And here I will associate a text explanation and here I will give Control V. Now I will save it, continue. Now let me do the preview, agent preview. What type of issue? Software issue. Did restart, please restart the device. Did the restarting resolve the issue? Yes, no. If yes, great. Please restart once in a week to avoid issues in future. No. Return the product in the service center. Okay. Return the product to the service center. Anyway, so so this is basically how a guided assistance is created. What is validation, what is preview? Oh, you can also do the preview at the customer portal. So it is nothing but only the user interface changes, so we can have a look at it. So what type of issue you are facing? Hardware issue. Is this a monitor related issue? Yes. Please consult the following information. So it is actually giving you a flavor of a customer portal, isn't it? Little different from how it was coming up for the agent. So if we click on this particular answer, then what it will do, it will take you to the login page, connect the power cable with the monitor. Okay. So it is just like how we have the customer portal. So anyway, so this is how a guided assistance is created, the validations and the preview mode. Now we will actually try to use this guided assistance in our workspace, and we will create a tab in our workspace and there we will insert this guided assistance control. If that workspace is something that we will anyway look more in detail future, but for the time being, we will quickly go to the workspace. So I go to the navigation. I go to application appearance, workspaces and workflows. Abhishek RC, do not use for project. Workspace, XXRC profile. So this is a workspace. Let me open this service request workspace. Okay. So I will create a tab separately for the guided assistance. So I right click this one and add a tab after. So this is the one. Now we go to the design, text. So here I will give it as guided assistance. Okay. Now we will go to insert control, and here we have the guided assistance and we drag it here. Okay. So this is how, and then we save it. So this is our what is called how the guided assistance. Now this is this what we have done is that here manually the agent will select the guided assistance. Okay, but as I mentioned before, we can also drag the guided assistance. Sorry, we can also create the guided assistance, and what type of guided assistance it will show up. We can do it based on different workspace rules. For example, let's say the category or the product is selected something hardware. In that case, the hardware guided assistance will come up here automatically. Okay, so we can do that automation, which we will take it up later for some later advanced classes. Okay, so here let's try to do a preview. So let's go to home, preview, agent desktop with new. So let's go to guided assistance. So here is the guided assistance, select a guide. So we have this XXRC issue type. Click OK. And you can see it has come up here. What type of issue you are facing? Hardware issue. Is this a monitor related issue? Yes. Then here is the answer which is available for the agent. So this actually completes our guided assistance. How a guided assistance is, what a guided assistance, what are the different branching of guided assistance, what a guided assistance can do, how we can transfer guided assistance from one instance to another instance. So we have given that concept, or I have understood that concept. And afterwards, what we have done, we have created a guided assistance of our own, and we have created a work, and we have included that guided assistance to get manually selected by the agent in a particular workspace. So hopefully this particular video is helpful for you, and if you believe that you like this video or it is helpful, then please don't hesitate to hit the like icon, and also please subscribe to my channel, and see you next in another new learning video. Take care. Bye.